All right. Welcome back, you Inglorious Bastards and Magnificent Bitches. It is I, Dr. Mo, and we're back for my thought of the day. We're going to talk a little bit about Biden and the Democrats' push for your guns. We're going to talk about how doctors are partly responsible for the increased number of infections going on. Now, this is outside of COVID, so like throw that out of your mind just in general. It came up. It was interesting. We needed a new story, and we've been talking about COVID. I wanted to talk about something different, so I chose to do that. And the other thing that we are discussing today will be the Boulder shooting suspect, how it destroys the left's narrative about white Asian hate crimes. Sweet like of a juice. And we're going to talk about the Supreme Court being the enemy of the Constitution of the United States and not understanding the definitions of basic English words. But before we begin, censorship's getting out of control. People are getting censored left, right, and sideways for a variety of different things. Some of them make sense, some of them don't make sense. Mine's got a whole lolly porn thing going on because it's borderline child porn, and I mean, I don't know what it's technically classified as. But sexualizing the image of children is sexualizing the image of children, but that's not what we're talking about here. But the best way to support us is to go directly to our own website. We're building our own platform, trying to insulate us from this. Even if you just view the free content from there by just becoming a member of joining the subscribers email list, get access to enter a monthly The Winnow shirt every month. We'll consider joining $5 a month and becoming a member and getting extra member benefits and stuff. To help, but it's really how you're going to help keep this channel going in the future, because I don't know how we're going to make it through all this. But let's get into this this first topic, which is superbugs kill. Doctors may be partly responsible for the superbugs, right? So superbugs kill more than 35,000 people in the U.S. each year. Doctors may be partially to blame, study suggests, as medical community finds treatments to combat the coronavirus. Another deadly enemy continues to lurk in the hospitals across the country: antibiotic resistance infections. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention calls antibiotic resistance one of the biggest public health challenges of our time, and a new study suggests doctors may be partially to blame for its prevalence. This has been a bad problem. There's like a strain of tuberculosis going around that can be, if you don't like, basically, if you get tuberculosis, you have to take this ridiculous medicine for like 9 months, and even if you don't show signs of it, if you just like said that you were exposed, they make you take it, because like if it is hidden dormant and you don't finish the medicine, it can come back. It comes back stronger, and like we're fucked. And tuberculosis is bad. The study published last week in the peer-reviewed journal of JAMA Network Open found more than half of the antibiotics prescribed in hospitals were not consistent with recommendations, alarming health experts who say inappropriate prescribing medication contributes to antibiotic resistance. So, our willy-nilly take a pill for that type of society, take a vaccine for that, take a pill for that, take a drug for that, it's causing this problem. We're over-medicating ourselves. The study, so like start the day smarter, get all your news you need, whatever. We're in the antibiotic crisis. Many call this the silent pandemic, going on concurrently with the coronavirus pandemic, said Dr. Deborah Goff, infectious clinical pharmacist and professor of pharmacy who leads antibiotic resistance efforts at the Ohio State Wexner Medical. But we don't really care about this, right? In the agency, we're just going to throw more drugs at it. In the agency of study, researchers looked at 1,566 patients who received antibiotics and found that 55.9% of them shouldn't have received them based on practice guidelines. Guidelines didn't support prescribing antibiotics to 79.5% of patients who were treated for community-acquired pneumonia and 76.8% of patients who were treated for urinary tract infection. It's because Americans, we go over there and we're like, give me a pill for that. I don't care what ails me. I don't want to adjust my exercise or my food habits and get unfat and whatnot. There's pain, give me pain. Give me medicine. Give me medicine. Give me drugs. Give me drugs. Give me drugs. Prescriptions were flagged if there were no document signs or symptoms. That's the American way of infection. No lab results or antibiotic if prescribed longer than necessary. Out of the patients that may have been unnecessarily prescribed antibiotics, more than 50% lacked documented infectious signs or symptoms, and nearly 60% were given medications for the excessive duration. over-medicating. American way. Patients aren't often given antibiotics when they're hospitalized and then prescribed the new course of antibiotics when they're discharged, Goff says, leaning them back to take medications for up to 2 weeks. These football scores of antibiotic duration 7, 10, 14 days were not developed based on clinical outcome studies. Those durations were just how the researchers designed the study, she said. But there's data clearly showing that these traditional durations are no longer necessary. Shorter is better. 31 million Americans suffer from osteoporosis. That's something different. Why do you, give me extra shit here? Taking antibiotics longer than necessary increases the patient's chance of developing antibiotic resistance by Dr. Ryan Shields, an infectious disease, said, not by, pharmacist, associate director of the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center of Antibiotic Stewardship Program. This occurs when germs like bacteria and fungi develop the ability to defeat the drugs designed to kill them, according to the CDC. Studies have shown patients with antibiotic-resistant infections are at an increased risk of worse clinical outcomes such as severe disease, death, and compared to patients with infections that can be treated with antibiotics. This may be due to significantly longer hospital stays, higher risk for treatment failure, and increased risk for ongoing surgery, Soft said. According to CDC, more than 35,000 people from antibiotic-resistant infections each year. Damn, that's fucking a lot of fucking people for just that shit. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking people, man. Nobody's fucking ever talking about that. It's never on the news or anything. That's fucking news. They're not only deadly but costly. According to a January report by the CDC and the University of Utah, 6 multi-drug-resistant pathogens are estimated to cost the U.S. more than $4.6 billion annually. Jesus fucking Christ, that's a lot of fucking money. Every day they're in the hospital consuming resources, Scott said. Add it all up, antibiotic resistance costs a lot of money. Additionally, antibiotics that specifically address antibiotic resistance pathogens are more expensive than traditional antibiotics, running at a price of about $400 to $1,000 a day compared to $25. Jesus Christ. The study was conducted between the poor people can't fucking afford that. Between 2011 to 2015, which means prescribing practices have likely changed since the report has Shields of UMPC in 2017. The Joint Commission has put in effect a new accreditation standard for antimicrobial stewardship programs in hospitals to educate staff and practitioners about antibiotic resistance. We have to do something about fucking prices because these prices are ridiculous. However, it's not just doctors who carry the responsibility of combating antibiotic resistance infections. It's oftentimes the main, it's the reason, because we're the ones that come get the fucking drugs. When you're paying for a doctor's visit, many are going to the doctor for antibiotic. They pressure the doctor, Goff said. They were the consumer, and they also need to be educated because they're drug addicts. So yeah, that's a fucking big, huge medical problem that nobody seems to be talking about, and it came across my news feed today, so I figured I'd share it, because I had to fight that antibiotic-resistant strain of tuberculosis, and that shit ain't fucking fun. I'm good. I beat it. I defeated it. I won because my immune system was good. But we used antibiotics in our fucking cows and because we factory farming, because we put the animals in shitty conditions, and that filters into our food and stuff and into the environment, and it helps make our fucking diseases worse. So we have to unfuck that mess. I'm just saying.